T. Hi, everybody. Sarah, Victoria, Keisha, Kiana. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, ladies. We'll wait another minute or so and we'll see if anyone else is able to join us. I won't keep you long today. I just had a couple things I wanted to go over with you as we rapidly come to the end of the semester. And of course, if you have any questions for me, you can always send me a message through Canvas as well. But I wanted to let you know that I picked up everybody's lab manual. Thank you for dropping those off. I'll be grading those over the next week, probably. One thing I did want to ask is if you would like to have your lab manual returned to you, send me a message through Canvas, and we will set something up to get your lab manual back to you. I'm working on grading your final drafts for your pathogen paper. Again, that'll be several more days before those grades are posted, but keep an eye out for that. I graded your last lab assignment, the unknown microbe. You all did great on that. Everybody got it correct. Everybody was able to identify their bug, so that was really good. I appreciated your willingness to try something different with that. So you still have your final draft grade outstanding, and you still have your lab manual grade outstanding. And you have, of course, the final exam grade. The final, remember, is next week on Monday during our regular class period. So 2 o'clock. It's not going to look any different from the lecture exams. The difference is the questions that are going to be on it. So I have put together a list of questions that I took off of the 5 lecture exams. So I put together a list of, I don't know, it's a lot of questions, but I chose questions from each one of the lecture exams, and I've put them together on a list for you. I haven't posted it yet, but that'll be up tomorrow. The questions that are going to appear on the final will come from that list. So what you're going to want to do between now and Monday is take that list and go through and make sure you know the answer to all those questions. And, you can pull up you can take out your old paper exams, find the answers on those. You can go online and look at your exams that you took online, and make sure you can answer all of those questions correctly. And then during the final, my recommendation is to just keep that list with you. And so you'll have it, you'll know exactly where to go if you need to look something up. Okay. So it's not going to be, I don't think it's a difficult exam. It's just a final way for us to test the things that you've learned through the semester. And I tried to choose questions off of the exams that are things that, you know, you really shouldn't walk away knowing when you take a microbiology class. So look for that list on Canvas by tomorrow. So does anybody have any questions about anything? Does anybody have any questions about grades or, yeah.
I do. So what percentage does the lab portion count for in our overall grade?
So you mean compared to the lecture portion?
Well, yeah, because it yeah, I just don't know how
As
to
far as,
calculate my final grade.
yeah, as far as I know, I have to submit 2 different grades for you. I have to submit a lecture grade and a lab grade because those are listed as 2 separate courses. So again, because this is my first semester, I don't know if they combine those or not. I don't know if they show up as one or not, but I will find out for you.
Okay,
I'll get
perfect.
in touch with my department chair and find out if there's anything else I should pass on to you.
Okay, I just thought that my prior classes that they were one grade, but if I get 2 separate grades, that's even better. Brings my GPA up.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll double check on that for
Okay,
you.
thank you.
What other questions does anybody have? If you haven't had a chance to take a look at your grades in a few days, go ahead and do that. This is the right time to do that. Not just for our course, but for all of your courses. It's always a good idea to pull your grades up right before the final and make sure that all the grades that you have entered for you are the grades you think you should have, you know. Make sure there's no errors, in other words, in the grades that I have on my end versus what you think you have on your end. Now's a good time to do that. Again, not just for our course, but for any of your courses. And then, as with the other lecture exams, I will go through and sort of hand grade the final exam. I'll go through and just make sure everything looks okay on the final exam. There'll be a bonus question on the final exam, so I'll grade those by hand and then adjust the points because the final is worth 100 points. So then you'll be able to see that within, I'll say, a couple of days. Yeah, and then that brings us to a close. A couple of weeks ago, it felt like we were in the middle of a semester that would never end, but we finally made it. We got through to the end, and I really do, in all seriousness, I want to say that I've really enjoyed working with you guys this semester. I've taught a lot of classes. I've taught a lot of students. And I have to say that I just really enjoyed you guys as a group. You guys you're hard workers and you're just devoted to the work you need to do every day. And I really appreciate that as an instructor. I really do. You show a level of maturity about your work that I really appreciate as an instructor. So, and I want you all to know in all sincerity that if you ever need anything from me, you just let me know, okay, as you move forward. If you need, you know, a recommendation or something, or you want to use me as a reference, you can always contact me and let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. I also want you to know that I really admire the way you guys pulled through this semester, because this was a very difficult thing for anybody to do, to have to switch from an in-person course to an online course right in the middle of a semester. Very, very stressful. And on top of that, you know, you have obviously the pandemic, and you have work worries, and you have children worries, some of you, and the fact that you guys kept your heads together and got the work done and kept going is something you should be proud of, because it speaks to your, it speaks to your character. It speaks to your strength as a person that you were able to do that. You should be proud of yourselves for that. So, all right. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh yeah, somebody asked, Sarah, no, I don't do veterinary work anymore. I miss it. I miss it terribly. But I think I shared with you guys, I was injured a number of years ago. And I used to do a lot of large animal work. I worked with horses a lot. And I just can't do it anymore because of the injury to my back. So I try to volunteer whenever I can. I try to, if they need help, I volunteer with some groups that, do rabies vaccinations and, any way I can, I try to keep my hand in. But yeah, no, I had to step out of practice. So, anything else? Oh, thank you for the nice comments. I appreciate that. I hope I made the micro interesting. It really is an interesting science. I hope I was able to convince you of that. Yeah, very good. All right, guys, if there's no other questions, I'll say, as always, as you get that list of questions and you're looking at it over the weekend, if you have any questions about it, send me a message. All right. But if you go through that list and you make sure you know the answers to all of those questions, obviously they're not all going to be on the exam. There's only going to be, 30 questions on the exam. But if you can answer all of those questions on the list, you're all set. You're all set for the final. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad, Victoria. I'm glad we got you through this. All right, ladies. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thanks again. Thank you so much for a wonderful semester. It really was a pleasure working with you. And good luck as you move forward with your classes and everything. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
All right, ladies. You have a good weekend. Good luck with your finals.